I want to do a Petersonian analysis of artificial intelligence as it relates to consciousness. Okay, so the role of consciousness, according to Jordan Peterson, consciousness is the mechanism that confronts the infinite landscape of possibility, the infinite set of facts that make up reality, and filters them, organizes them, and integrates them into a representation that then is acted out and embodied.
What it is that we do as human beings is encounter something like a formless and potential chaos. I mean, we're not omniscient, obviously, and we can't just do whatever we want, but we encounter a formless and chaotic potential. That's always what we're grappling with. And somehow we use our consciousness to give that form.
So artificial intelligence, people say, okay, well, we can create an AI that basically does that or replicates that. And the examples of artificial intelligence that have demonstrated a lot of intellectual power, so to speak, are AIs that can beat humans in chess or Go. And so machine learning algorithms have been able to produce, algorithms that can beat the best human players. And this is considered a giant leap. But here is the issue with that. Reality is an infinite series of facts. And there's an infinite number of parameters to living in life. There's an infinite number of rules potentially that you could abide by. Whereas if you take something like chess is played on an 8x8 board. So there's 64 squares. There are explicit rules. Pawn can do this, knight can do this, rook can do this. You can literally lay out propositional form. Here are the rules of chess, and here's the goal of chess, right? And you've created the total world of chess. And in that world, there's a near infinite number of moves you can make. And so, the idea of, well, artificial intelligence is sophisticated because it is able to take these rules, run them through the algorithm, and come up with a strategy and beat any human player. But the problem, the gap between this sort of artificial intelligence and consciousness is that these games do not have any unknown information in them. So compare this game, like chess, to something like Age of Empires or a real-time strategy game or any game that has what's called the fog of war. Right, so the fog of war is part of the map or part of the playable area that you can't see. And consciousness, if the role of consciousness, according to Peterson, is to confront the landscape of the unknown and generate action and solutions to navigating through that unknown, an artificial intelligence isn't going to be able to look at the infinite landscape of possibility that exists in sort of an unknown area and react to it. For chess and for Go, all of the information that needs to be computed is available at all times. There's no hidden information. And so, for me, I think I saw an article that said Go is one of the most complex games in existence. It's that to me is very ignorant, because it's take a game like Age of Empires or any RTS game, StarCraft or whatever. It's the amount of complexity in those games versus a game that's played on a 19x19 or an 8x8 board. I mean, it's orders of magnitude up to potentially infinitely times more complex. So the cutoff for me is when an AI can beat a player in StarCraft, then we've crossed a very interesting threshold. Because right now, in normal video games, when you increase the difficulty for an AI, all you're doing is just artificially boosting their stats. You're not making them smarter, right? So you're increasing their resource gathering rate or something. So that's not the same as intelligence. And then you can also think of games like League of Legends, where when it involves reaction time, any bum in their mom's basement can code a script in League of Legends. Right? That's not intelligence. That's just reacting to inputs. But if we get to a point where an AI in something like StarCraft or Age of Empires can beat the best player without having to resort to cheating, then that's the cutoff, in which case, okay, that's a new level of AI that we haven't seen before. But I don't think that's going to be possible anytime soon, because that, again, that's the role of consciousness, so to speak, is to be able to generate rules in the face of unknown information.